So if you are actually the little king of the castle, the project manager yourself, and you don't really know if you want to get into this, and so you ask me, hey, am I gonna deal with this 5PO guys on my project team? Well, yes and no. There always should be the 5PO rep to remain on site, which is basically at the project level, only to be there though as the ear and the mouth to basically to keep the communication open for the human interface, because as a philosophy, I would never design any system totally let the automation process take over and leave no human interface as a backup. So anyway, there should be 5PO rep on site, but they're only going to be there to relay, to keep the communication open. So how do you get information from the system? First of all, if you already got used to asking Alexa for either local traffic to and from work, or for the weather tomorrow or the entire next week, well, this is pretty much how ultimately the 5PO platform is going to work, basically through the virtual host. So you could ask, and you get a name of the party, and you can decide whether you prefer a lady or a gentleman of your preference, and you can name the party with one of your better names that always for some reason lingered over your memory for your younger time. And so anyway, cut long story short, you could ask, hey John, what's our capital equipment A delivery schedule look like now? Or Mary, let me know when the capital equipment is delivered on site in the laydown yard, and I need to know how is that actually working in line with the master schedule for the installation and erection. So whatever really the problem and the problem solving and all that, it would basically, they're going to be worked out on the back end of the system, and you don't really need to know how they were worked out because you don't care. What you do care is, okay, with this 5PO system, we're supposed to get a lot closer to the master schedule. At least I would not want to see the delay of capital equipment to the job site, and that's where the 5PO system is supposed to work. So whatever the particular problems or the specific solutions that you actually pick and make it work through your better planning and better execution, that's so great, and I don't care, right? And I don't need a sort of on-site logistician here to get in my way. But I do like the idea. Every morning when I wake up, I look at my cell phone. All right, I got the logistics schedule basically pushing the report to me as a subscriber. So I do know among, let's say, 10 pieces of capital equipment, what's their up-to-date status as far as the fabricator ship date in their ERPs, or are they loaded on the ship on its way to the discharge port, or are they actually being transported from the discharge port to the job site? Or is there any problem, and how much would that delay, and the solution is being applied, and nevertheless hopefully, how much would that change the plan, but minimize or reduce. So all that, basically, all you want is the result and the status, and how does that relate to the up-to-date master schedule, right? You don't really care, oh, what was the problem, and what kind of solution would make sense. Well, you're not a logistician. You don't really understand all that, and you don't really want to understand. What you do want to know is for sure, okay, yeah, there were some problems, and they're being addressed, and the result, as of today, at this very point, this minute, the plan will be delayed or not delayed. And if delayed, by how much? And you don't even want to know, oh, what caused the delay? Who cares? I want it to be just in time, right? And that's what 5PL ultimately is going to do for you. Basically, you don't deal with any I guess a real individual, the real human face, but you deal with this nice little voice of a virtual host, whether you want it to be male or female, whatever age you want to pick. It's absolutely your right and your freedom. Of course, somebody is going to have to pay for it. That's the part. And maybe the corporate level will pick up most part of the cost, and the project may have to have a little overhead or whatever the contribution financially. But would you be willing to pay for a much better assurance for the more timely deliveries of the capital equipment, so that you can have your project completed more likely to be on time? So on top of that, there is going to be a significant monetary saving that is solid, and that actually should help you to knock down the project overall, the ownership total cost. And definitely that saving is going to be paying for the 5PL implementation. And there's a lot more saving beyond that. So it should make financial sense. It should be very convenient for you, to the point you probably will love that, the guy or the lady of your virtual host on the project logistics side or the 5PL thing. And you might even get addicted to it. I hope not. But hopefully you don't go home and wake up in the middle of the night and tell your wife, oh, how is John doing? And your wife goes, who's John? Oh, yeah, the virtual host guy of my 5PL stuff. Really? 5PL? Okay. So that will be the very real situation you may come to experience.